There are two ways to change relative humidity. First, change specific humidity, and second, change air temperature. This video is about changing specific humidity. Specific humidity is this. It's the actual amount of water vapor in the air measured in grams of water per kilogram of air. In other words, if you squeezed a certain volume of air, like for example, the room that you are in right now, if you squeezed that room and got out every single drop of gaseous water, turning it into the liquid state, how much water would come out? That's what we're trying to figure out. The way we do this is go back to the glasses. On the left-hand side, we have a 12-ounce glass. And on the right-hand side, we have a 16-ounce glass. How much water is in the 12-ounce glass if it's 50% full? Answer is 6 ounces. How much water is in the 16-ounce glass if it is 50% full? The answer is, of course, 8 ounces. That's what we're talking about with specific humidity. How much water is actually in the air at that moment? Relative humidity is the thing that is expressed as a percent, 50% full. Both of these glasses are 50% full, but notice they hold different amounts of water when they're 50% full, because this is all about how much water is in the glass and how much water the glass could hold. In other words, how much water is in the atmosphere and how much the atmosphere could actually hold. Let's try it again. Take a look at these. Remember these two glasses? How much water is the 12-ounce glass holding? How much water is the 16-ounce glass holding? Well, now they're 75% full. Remember, relative humidity is expressed as a percent. If they're 75% full, the 12-ounce glass is holding 9 ounces of water. And the 16-ounce glass is holding, good, 12 ounces of water. Believe it or not, you actually change specific humidity with regularity in your own life. I'm going to tell you how. Okay? Here's how this happens. So I'm in my 50s. Even when I was younger, although I exercised throughout my entire life, I was not big on weightlifting. But, I looked okay, I would say. Not great, but okay. A little bit soft because I was not a weightlifter back then. I do it now, but it's a little late now. You guys probably exercise more than I did when I was your age. Well, in the morning, when I'm going to go to work, the alarm goes off. My wife and I get up. My wife goes into the kitchen and she makes coffee. My wife is a coffee snob, so she grinds her own beans first thing in the morning. It's a little bit like, for me, the Samuel L. Jackson line in Pulp Fiction where he says, my girlfriend's a vegetarian, which basically makes me a vegetarian. Well, my wife is a coffee snob, which allows me to be a coffee snob. Lucky me. I get up at the same time and I take a shower. I'm going to go through this. We're all adults. I think you can handle it. You probably don't shower with your clothes on. Neither do I. So I go to the bathroom. I disrobe, turn the shower on. I like to take a warm shower in the morning. And as I get ready to get in the shower, open the door or slide the curtain or whatever thing you may have, I see myself in the mirror and I'm like, oh no, not you. Oh, I had this dream last night. Oh, it's terrible. See, but you guys are probably more like this. You can look in the mirror and say, wow, look at you. Nice. Okay, I'm just not like that. But your day is coming, okay? So enjoy it while you can enjoy it. One day you will get older, Lord willing. Then I get in the shower. And you get in the shower, okay? And when this happens, what do? You shower up, you get water all over you, you soap up, you rinse the soap off, 10, 15 minutes later, you get out of the shower, open the door, slide the curtain back. My wife, by the way, takes like half-hour long showers. I'm not sure what anybody does in a shower for 30 minutes, but she does something in there for 30 minutes. She tells me she's washing her feet. I'm not sure I believe it. But when you open up the door or you slide back the curtain and you go to look at yourself in the mirror, now you cannot see yourself. What happened? Yes, the mirror is now, as most people put it, steamed up. That's actually dew that has formed on the mirror. And what has happened technically is this. Remember I told you before that if you give the atmosphere the opportunity to absorb water like a sponge, it will do that. And I've also told you that if you increase surface area of water, the water will evaporate more quickly. Like if you pour, for example, a glass of water out on a table, the water will evaporate quicker than if you have a 16-ounce glass that's filled with water and you come back a day later. Some of that water is still going to be there. So what's happening is this. When you turn the shower on, every one of those little water BBs that's coming down out of the shower head has surface area on it. And so you have massively increased the surface area in your bathroom. That allows the atmosphere to begin to absorb that moisture because it wants to do that. Furthermore, if you're taking a warm shower, the water molecule is already moving rapidly. The atmosphere wants to absorb moisture. And if the water molecule is moving rapidly, it also wants to be absorbed. Now, the water molecule does not have to reach 100 degrees Celsius or 212 degrees Fahrenheit in order to evaporate. You can force it to do that. If you put water on the stove and crank it up, it's going to begin to boil at some point and it's going to switch from liquid to gas, and it will have no choice in this, depending on what the air pressure is, but under normal circumstances. Okay? Well, when you've got warm water pouring down out of the shower head, the atmosphere is now filling up with water because it's absorbing that water through evaporation. It's something like taking the 16-ounce glass and beginning to pour water in it. What begins to happen is the glass slowly fills up. Eventually, the glass reaches its lip with water. It's 100% full. If you continue to pour water, the water is going to come out. This is what you have done in your bathroom. You have filled up the atmosphere to 100% relative humidity, and at that point, water must come out. And when water comes out, it has to come out onto something. It can't come out onto nothing. It has to come out onto something. What does it come out onto? Your mirror, your walls, the ceiling. That is what's going on. Therefore, on an almost daily basis, you are personally involved in messing around with both relative humidity and specific humidity.